Hi there. Welcome to the ride. How about beating the crap out of some hostile trivia down on the war floor? Now, how many of you are there? One player? Good. Competition only slows down the game. Is this the first time on the... Splendid. Glad you had the courage to play again. Now I will ask you to type in your name. Go ahead. Poor thing. Didn't your parents give you any consonants when you were born? Too bad. Remember to be all you can be. It's time for you to go off to war now, but don't worry. I'll wait for you under the apple tree.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. This episode of You Don't Know Jack is brought to you by Armageddon Bible and Gun Shop, arming God's soldiers for a new self-righteous millennium. All this month, get a free prayer towel with every automatic weapon purchase of $5,000 or more. And now, please welcome your host, Cookie.
Hey, welcome to the game there, Patton. Try not to invade anyone, and we'll give you some nice war bonds as a parting gift, okay? All right, look sharp. I'm sending you to the front line. All right, buzz in for the cash. That ain't chump change. All right, let's see what we got. War. It's got a beat and you can kill to it. So, do you like Motown music? Well, whether you do or not, I need to ask you something, okay? And this is kind of important to me. War. Huh. Good God, y'all. What is it? Go for it. In the song War, Motown artist Edwin Starr reminds us that war just isn't of much value. Well, unless it becomes your only top 40 hit, you know, then it does have some value. All right, bang your buzzer and grab the highest value. Kaboom! Here's your category. Thou shalt not war unless you think I told you to. All right, you probably know the Middle East has seen more than its share of war. That's why it's called the shot full of Holy Land. How long did Israel's 1967 war with Egypt, Syria, and Jordan last? As long as Jesus was dead, as long as it took God to create everything, as long as Noah... Go get it! God created everything in 6 days, and the Israelis and Arabs fought the Six-Day War in 1967. And on the 7th day, you know, there was just a lot of terrorism. Now select the highest value and see if you hit the category is... Art is Hell. Guess the magic number here is 3565. Could be your lucky number. Let's find out. If Sun Tzu's The Art of War treatise included actual artwork, which of these would be the best example of Sun Tzu's strategy for conflict resolution? It's yours if you want it. The correct answer is... Supreme excellence in the art of war is subduing the enemy without fighting. So if the big-eyed kids win over the enemy with their charm, they're practicing supreme excellence. You know, instead of the usual supreme bad taste. Okay, hit your buzzer and try to snag the highest. Okay, give it up for... Memorize your lines, soldier! Here's the question. How can an actor returning from service in World War II describe his experience abroad and still use correct military terminology? I saw an Asian play. I took part in a French production. I attended a British show. Or, I went to the European theater. Take it!
Good show, you gullible knob.
Here's the one you wanted. A term used to describe a specific region of fighting in a war is theater. And it has nothing to do with that guy in the foxhole who always liked to wear tights. He was just weird. Okay. Are you sitting down? Well, of course you are. You're at a computer. At any rate... Well, I for one am very excited. We have a dis or dat question. The category for this dis or dat is... the sexy side of war. Okay, I'm gonna name off 7 locations, and for each one, you're gonna have to tell me if it's a Civil War battleground or a steamy primetime TV show. For each right answer, you get some cash. And you're going to lose some for each one you get wrong or that you don't get to. Okay, you have 30 seconds to get all of them. Let's do it. Pickett's Mill. Dawson's Creek. Baxter Springs. Knott's Landing. Peyton Place. Sheet Mountain. Middle Boggy Depot. 5 wrong. That can't possibly help. That's what your current score looks like. Let's keep going. Hit your buzzer to choose. We're calling this one Gettysburg 90210. Well, hold on to your musket balls. Here's another Civil War question for you. If you needed to mail something to a Gettysburg address, what would you need to write on the envelope? Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Go get it! It's good! Gettysburg is in Pennsylvania, but don't write to Lincoln. He's, dead. Hit your buzzer to select the value. Coming up. Bang, bang! Now what? Okay, if you've ever seen Schoolhouse Rock, you know that the start of the American Revolution is known as the shot heard round the world. You might also know that if you've read any book about American history. At any rate, if the American Revolution had begun with Bobby Thompson's shot heard around the world, where would the revolution have taken place? At a White House press conference, on Wall Street, in a Hollywood movie studio, or on a baseball diamond? Go for it! When Bobby Thompson hit his shot heard around the world, he secured a 1951 World Series berth for the New York Giants, which was nothing compared to the '89 series in which the Giants experienced the earthquake scene around the clock on CNN. Hey, buzz in to select a value. I like to call this category an anti-war demonstration. And right this way, please. Which of the following would constitute a police action? Andy Gibb joining the World War II USO show, Andy Partridge entertaining Civil War heroes, Andy Summers playing for Korean War troops, or Andy Taylor in the Spanish-American War? Take it!
Roxanne, you don't have to put on the red light of communism.
Andy Summers played guitar for the Police, and the Korean War was actually a, quote, police action. All right, it's... Excuse me, I think you just stepped in roadkill. Alrighty, remember to buzz in on the item that correctly unites the pair on the screen. And don't forget, figure out the final bonus question, and I'll give you some extra cash. Alright, put it in gear, we're going. Intelligent and Agent 86 Maxwell Blank. What's the common link between these two? Freak and kind of bug. Score. Boston's Orchestra and Speed Racer's dad. Score. George Washington's tree and Warren's blank pie. Score. Jazz style and melting together with extreme heat. Snail's home and candy coating on M&M's. Score. Cartoon ant and very small particle. Okay, it's bonus time. What do all the correct answers have in common? Are they all brands of soda? Military adjectives? Kinds of book? Oh yeah, put it in the bank. Nice job, explosive performance. right, there it is. Let's keep moving. Oh, this one's called Pretty Sneaky, Rear Admiral. Hey, remember Battleship? You sank my battleship! Woo, yeah, it's just fun. Considering the 5 original Battleship targets, what other catchy ad slogan might you hear in a commercial for the board game?
It's yours if you want it.
The Battleship board game has battleships, cruisers, submarines, destroyers, and aircraft carriers. Of course, no one will ever sink anything of yours if you use the invisible moving around boats that I used to. Alright, buzz in for the cash. Your category is a kinder, gentler trained killer. Let's get going. Considering the purpose the Marine Corps has traditionally served in the armed forces, what would make the most appropriate mascot for them? A turtle, a parakeet, a gopher, or a yak? Go for it! In case you're wondering, the turtle is a stupid idea for a mascot. But since the Marine Corps is amphibious like the turtle, okay. So with a turtle mascot, the Marines would be saying to the world, "Hello, we're slow, plodding, and stupid." Alright, bang your buzzer and grab the highest. Well, a good fart sound effect would be appropriate, but here's your category. OU-812? Okay, imagine World War III breaks out. Come on, it'll be fun. If a PFC in the USMC reports a snafu to an NCO, and then the PFC goes AWOL, what will the NCO need to do ASAP? Get some REM, report to a DDS, put out an APB, or call the RAF. Take it! No, the RAF is Britain's Royal Air Force. And God, they look silly, climbing into their planes wearing those purple capes and the big crowns and all that. You should have picked this. The Marines could put out an APB or All Points Bulletin to find the missing PFC. But I mean, you can't really blame the guy for deserting. He probably got tired of marching around in that turtle costume. Now select the highest value and see... Ready for me to shoot a clue in your direction? Here it comes. Some gun assembly required. I don't like those do-it-yourself gun kits. You know, I just think it's easier to buy one from the crack dealer down the street. So close! Just as well no one was around to see it anyway.
You've seen the award-winning TV show. You've bought the 32-part video set. Now, get ready for the next wild step. The Trials of Nature Porcelain Figurine Series. See the adorable field mouse
In the jaws of a hawk,
the feisty buck-toothed beaver,
drowning in his river home,
the graceful snowy egret.
vomiting up food for her young,
Call now, and you'll also get the limited edition grizzly bear,
believing himself in the woods. Animals doing what they do best.
making treasured memories. From the pure mountain spring waters of Colorado to the whispering wheat fields of Montana comes whole, natural, yummy goodness. Whole, natural, yummy goodness comes in 846 nature-bursting flavors, including brand new sparkling flavin. Whole, natural, yummy goodness is made with the freshest ingredients known to science. If wrapped and stored in a cool, dry place, whole, natural, yummy goodness will become a treat passed on for generations. Whole, natural, yummy goodness from Mother Nature to your table via our laboratories. Whole, natural, yummy goodness from Organico, an Arthur Daniels Heartland company.
Playing solitaire on the computer is fun, right? But it's hard to remember all those rules. Now there's a computer card game that gets back to the basics.
52 Card Pickup 2000.
That's right. 52 Card Pickup 2000 does all the work by throwing the virtual deck all over the virtual room.
Whoa! There are cards all over the place.
You know what to do next.
Here's the 4 of clubs under this couch. I'm gonna pick it up.
Wow, there's 3 or 4 under this table. I'm gonna pick them up.
You can play by yourself or set up exciting tournament play. With your web browser, you can even play other people across the internet. It's simple, it's repetitive, it's
52 Card Pickup 2000.
You'll wonder why you ever owned a real deck of cards.
Here's the story of 2 very lovely ladies and their far out righteous groovy old man. Went to a party in the 60s, threw their keys into a punch bowl, and then each lady went off with a fella other than the one with whom she came. 9 months later we became a family, bought a groovy pad, and then we changed our name to the Swabbaroos. The Swabbaroos got those non-traditional alternative family blues. Being a father's never easy, especially when you don't know whose you are. But we're so proud our seeds were intermingled, and it really helps to have the extra car.
Can I have an advance in my allowance?
Ask your father.
Which one?
I love you, moms and dads.
Make sure your parents sign the permission slip.
With 4 parents, I'll need a bigger slip.
Good night, honey.
Good night, honey.
Good night, honey.
Good night, honey.
We're the Swabbaroos. The Swabbaroos. With mom and dad and mom, there's no way we can ever lose. Swabbaroos.
Hey, that turned out pretty well.
Tune in this week as 5 Frosty finalists compete for the title of World's Strongest Snowman.
The crane is lowering the 200-pound corncob pipe into Snowball Bob's mouth. It's in place. Oh! Snowball Bob just couldn't hang on to it.
Okay, the coal truck is backed up right beside Mr. Shivers. And here comes the coal out of the dump chute. Oh, it looks like Mr. Shivers did not hold up very well.
Carrot Nose will attempt to wrestle this polar bear. Ouch! The bear has taken a bite out of his carroty nose.
He should have used a button.
The World's Strongest Snowman competition. Are you snowman enough?
This Friday, the Home Entertainment Channel brings you Catholic Confessions. Hear and see the deepest secrets of these faithful churchgoers through the use of hidden cameras in a confessional booth.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Could you please speak up and lean back slightly?
Watch as these hell-bound sinners make a break for heaven.
Well, I covet my neighbor's wife.
And does she covet you back?
These priests have heard it all, and now so will you. These are some of the most original sins ever.
Could you describe these impure thoughts?
Explicitly?
Please, it's important.
Remember, if they weren't guilty of something, they wouldn't be here. Friday on AGC.